Hey, it's Rob. Listen, thank you so much for checking out my Fundamental Shift Intensive program. If you're still wondering exactly what the program is, let me explain it to you just real quickly, all right? If you're feeling really stuck, maybe you procrastinate, maybe you're sadder than you want to be, maybe you're feeling overwhelmed, maybe you feel like you're hitting different walls in your life or not living up to your potential, right? What a lot of that is self-sabotage. And it has a lot to do with limiting beliefs. Basically, limiting beliefs we've set up that we're not even really conscious of. They're kind of in our unconscious. This program builds on itself. We're going to find the limits that are coded into your brain, all right? You'll understand where they came from and you'll stop hating them because they're actually here to help you and keep you safe. But they've gotten a little bit miswired is all, okay? What you'll find is that once we untangle that mess, what you think are your greatest limits, they don't just get healed. They actually can become your greatest strengths. Let me tell you an example, okay? I used to be completely phobic around public speaking. I don't mean anxious, I don't mean scared, I mean completely phobic, paralyzed, to the point of continually ruining my life months at a time. If I even heard there would be a speech in a class, it was over for me, months ahead. The thought of having to stand in front of a class in school sent me into a depression to the point where I would drink and use drugs to medicate the pain. It's a big reason that I quit college because there were mandatory talks. I quit college to avoid this fear. How do you think that affected it, right? And talking like this to you via video would have never been possible, all right? But now, public speaking is not only something that I love to do, but it's almost the entire point to my life, actually. And I've heard from the occasional person that I'm not even that horrible at it, right? Some people think I'm pretty good. I can't tell you how much that means to me, all right? I want you to imagine healing your greatest fears. Think about that for a second. The stuff that you most dread, the thing you most hate about yourself, fully healed. Now, I said something a minute ago that matters, all right? These not only get healed, but they can often become your greatest strengths. The reason I know that is because it's based in the way that these mental miswirings happen for us. And it has a little bit to do with how we shine when we're a young child. For many of us, the stuff we do safely, naturally, and boldly as a child, our greatest gifts, those are what we get called out on and sometimes made fun of for, all right? Sometimes our parent will say, stop being so funny when we're actually a funny person. And those moments of hurt, when they happen, we shut down to stay safe. We play small and sometimes we hide our best attributes. Now there's much more on this in the program, but that's a little bit of what's going on. Our fears are here to keep us safe. And in doing so, sometimes they get miswired and keep us small. Far smaller than we really should be. All right? So let me tell you a little bit about who I am, just quickly, where I come from, all right? Prior to starting my current company, I was the youngest vice president at a company here in Philadelphia. Now I run a multi-six-figure business, and I have information products on autopilot. I have a completely full coaching practice. I have incredibly rewarding relationships in my life, and I actually walk around feeling joy and connection and purpose and love, all right? I'm filled with confidence and gratitude regularly, like pretty much all the time. But I assure you it was not always this way. I come from very serious child abuse, very serious addictions. I've been institutionalized more than once. I've been through rehabs and jails. I didn't read a book cover to cover until my mid-20s. I became homeless as a young adult. I was as dysfunctional and as sick as you can get. I'm also a cancer survivor, so I understand not only just mental and emotional dysfunction, but also being really physically sick as well. But something profound occurred. I literally woke up. In an instant, I saw things very differently. I got unstuck. I had what is called a wake-up experience, and it literally changed everything. Now, I have to also grow up, which sometimes takes longer. We have to learn the process of becoming an adult, and we need this skill or that skill. But where the wake-up experience leads is high function in the world. Being able to connect to how you feel and what is fun and fulfilling in your life. Dealing courageously with problems as they come up. And being really aligned throughout your entire life, right? It's what we're here to do, isn't it? You see, we're capable of massive change. I see it in my life, and I have everything that I want in my life now, actually. I'm lucky enough that I can dedicate my life to helping others figure out these really difficult places. So here's how this program unfolds. We're going to become aware of what's going on. Where are we miswired? All right. Then we're going to rewire those things and change them internally. Then we're going to take those internal changes out into the real world, meaning how do you actually behave differently out here? All right. We want to feel better inside, but we also want to do better, have more. All right. So we first have to fix in here, then we apply it out in the world. Now that's a ton right there, and we'll be done that in 2 weeks. But still, we're going to go deeper. In week 3, you see, so far we're only dealing with what we can see. But we have more than that. People think that their shadow is the thing that they kind of know about, right? Like, yeah, I have anger issues. I'm sure I can't see all of it, but I must have some anger in my shadow. Listen, that's not it. You're wrong. If you can see your anger, that's not it. That's the point of the shadow, that it's in the unconscious. The last part of this program, I'm going to take you through a process that outs the shadow, and you will have a transformative experience with it. Okay? So here's my promise. Over my many years of personal development coaching, I've encountered a lot. I've helped all types of people overcome all types of problems. We definitely need different skills in the world in all kinds of areas. Business skills, life skills, money skills, relationship skills, and on it goes. But listen here. The core thing is changing us. Waking up, finding self-worth, confidence, purpose, a vision for your life, feeling joy and fulfillment more consistently. You can really, you can't really master any of these other skills until you're wired properly. I've been putting this program together for years, and I'm very excited to now be sharing it with you. If you think you're ready to make positive changes in your life, I'm confident that this program will help you immensely. So what's in the program? All right. It's not just information. It purposely uses different modalities of information and coaching. And I created it even for people who don't follow through. Listen to that, right? Most of us have a hard time following through. That's kind of the point. How does someone who procrastinates and doesn't get stuff done, how do they change, right? Rock stars are always going to do well. This program does not require you to be a rock star. It includes passive parts and then optional active parts, all right? It will take about 3 weeks total, and even if you do none of the work and just listen to the passive parts, you will change. If you decide to do the very easy active parts, you will change even more dramatically. All right? So let's talk about the passive parts first. There are going to be 3 guided hypnosis audios that will be delivered over the program. We use hypnosis to speak into your subconscious mind, the mind that is actually driving your behavior much more than your conscious mind is. In addition to that, there's going to be 4 core video teachings that will explain and unfold how to think and view the world very differently. And there are also going to be 3 live coaching calls as well. If you can't make them live, there's going to be recordings, and that will be fine. I'm going to be sharing some of my pattern processes on these calls, as well as doing some spot coaching and answering any questions. You also will have access to my dissociation technique audio to deal directly with any negative emotions, phobias, or anything like that that you have in your life. Now again, these are all passive. If you just consume that material at your own pace, you're going to get the main benefits of the course. But if you want to take it even deeper, I have a couple of other things going on. There are 4 optional home fun exercises throughout the course. All right, these are actually going to change and reframe how you see yourself. There are also some easy practices. Okay, I'll invite you to try these. They'll be taught on the group calls. And they're really, really interesting. We're also going to be using accountability practices and accountability partners to help support each other and basically just have some fun. So all of this occurs at an easy pace over a 3-week time period, and you're done in that short time. I want to take all the risk out of this, all right? If you sign up now, enjoy the first hypnotic audio, the dissociation technique, the first 2 training videos, and even the first group call. And if for any reason you're not totally satisfied, just email me by the end of the first group call, and I'll be happy to fully refund your money. There's absolutely no risk of purchasing right now. I want you to feel good about getting involved in this. Now, this is not life coaching. You're not getting a beginner here as a coach. I am world class at creating this kind of change in people. And I'm pricing this cheaper than a month of what most life coaches charge. So if you've ever considered working with a coach, this is a great option for you. But listen, with life coaching, you'd get 2 or 3 or maybe 4 sessions with them. And the first 1 or 2 would basically just be getting to know each other. And probably at the end of the first month, you've set some goals and you're finding basically that you still don't do them, okay? That's the problem. The problem is in the root, and this program deals with that root problem. How many times do you get an opportunity like this, all right? There isn't anything like this out there, I promise. I created it. There are great transformational processes, really good ones out there, but there's nothing like this. Think of how many times you've not applied something that you've seen in your life, not shown up for yourself in some way. What happens if you don't do this one? Just check it out. How will you be in the next month? Will everything stay the same? Or will you get maybe worse, right? How about 1 year out, 2 years out, 10 years out? What if you don't ever get this thing handled in your life? You're here watching this for a reason. You want change, and change is scary, and it's hard, all right? If it were easy, we wouldn't have coaches, and we wouldn't have the billion-dollar self-help industry and the zillions of how-to books, and all the psychologists and all the pharmaceuticals that are numbing us out to make us feel better, right? And on and on and on. For most people, change is really hard. This program makes change easy, and it makes it fast. How will your life be different if you felt happy and confident every day? What if you started to succeed in your life in the places that you felt most stuck? What if your relationships with people and yourself were healed, and you were living a life you were proud of? How would that feel next month, right? Or the next year? What if now was the time that changed your life for years to come? What if you look back on your life from your deathbed so incredibly happy that you took this opportunity? This could literally change your life forever. I really hope that you take action and give yourself this gift. I want to thank you again for checking out the program. I really hope I see you on the inside.